The following podcast is a part of RadioMisfits.com. And now it's time for the Mr. Nailsin Show. This is a Nailsin News Bulletin. Body parts found in black bags on New Jersey property amid separate death investigation. Hello, I'm Mr. Nailsin. 4 people face charges after detectives reportedly found the remains of a homeowner during a separate death investigation. On June 27th, Manchester Township Police responded to the area of Ridgeway and Hope Chapel Roads, where they found 25-year-old Gabriella Caroleo with a gunshot wound to her stomach. She was transported to a hospital and died from her injuries. Investigators identified 35-year-old Maxwell Johnston as the primary suspect in Caroleo's death and began a search for him. The manhunt ended July 5th when multiple law enforcement agencies tracked him to a home on Ravenwood Drive in Toms River. At the home, U.S. Marshals reportedly called out 3 occupants, 42-year-old Danielle Bolstad, 34-year-old Jared Krisiak, and 36-year-old Jared Palumbo. But Maxwell and another individual, 29-year-old Elizabeth Mascarelli, remained inside. Authorities learned Johnston was possibly armed. A standoff ensued as negotiators tried to get him to surrender. According to the prosecutor's office, Mascarelli exited the home several hours later and was transported to a hospital for injuries she suffered during the standoff. Using a drone, officials reportedly cleared the residence and found Johnston deceased with an apparent self-inflicted gunshot wound to the head. Further investigation revealed Mascarelli allegedly allowed Johnston to stay at her home for several days, and she knew about Caroleo's death. The prosecutor's office initially charged Mascarelli with harboring a fugitive from justice, and she was booked into the county jail. As the investigation continued, officials discovered evidence that a murder may have been committed at the Ravenwood Drive residence on or about July 3rd, 2024. Authorities determined they might find evidence at another property in Jackson Township and executed a search warrant there on July 12th. During the search, detectives reportedly found body parts in black bags, additional evidence, and a gun belonging to Mascarelli. According to the prosecutor's office, the medical examiner's office performed an autopsy the following day and positively identified the victim as the owner of the Ravenswood Drive home, 56-year-old Carrie Rollison. Rollison reportedly died of multiple gunshot wounds and blunt force trauma, and his death was ruled a homicide. Prosecutors allege Johnston killed Rollison, and Mascarelli, Bolstad, and Krisiak helped the suspect dismember his body. Palumbo allegedly assisted in the disposal of Rollison's remains in Jackson Township. Officials have arrested Palumbo, Bolstad, and Mascarelli. Mascarelli faces charges of hindering apprehension, desecration of human remains, being a certain person not to possess a weapon. Okay, possession of a weapon for an unlawful purpose, unlawful possession of a weapon, and possession of a defaced weapon. Bolstad, Krisiak, and Palumbo all face charges of hindering apprehension and desecration of human remains. As of July 15th, 2024, prosecutors said Krisiak has not yet been arrested and is considered a fugitive from justice. Authorities have issued a warrant for his arrest and added his name to the National Crime Information Center database. This has been a Nailsin News Bulletin. You're listening to the Mr. Nailsin Show here on RadioMisfits.com. Next time on My Brother's Keeper. So, first thing in the morning, I'm going to be in the bank discussing a possible loan for the renovations at the shop. So that's why Sally, don't start. Come on now.
Oh man.
Huh?
Hey, Earl.
What in the hell?
Look, you gotta look at this.
Earl, no.
Tell me.
Pants on.
Does it look like
Put
cancer?
your pants back. Oh, God, don't spread the sheets. Oh, I do not want to see that. Oh, God, no.
Does it look like cancer? Yeah, I've been having hemorrhoids and they burn so much, and I was in the bathroom wiping and I thought I felt a lump, and I gotta tell you, just the fear of God just went right through me, and I guess I lost it.
You know, there are certain rules to every household, and I just assumed they were understood and did not require me having to explain that.
Well, he was scared, and, that fear can be a powerful thing to push people into things they wouldn't normally do.
No, damn it, Sally, stop trying to excuse him. There is no excuse for opening your ass at the dinner table. Oh, no. That's next time on My Brother's Keeper. This is a Nailsin News Bulletin. Former detention deputy accused of watching child porn while at work. Hello, I'm Mr. Nailsin. Detectives allege 33-year-old Trevor Willis accessed child pornography with his personal cell phone while on duty as a detention deputy at the county jail. The content reportedly depicted children between the ages of 5 and 15, including videos of a child engaging in sex acts with a dog. Oh, God. Authorities said Willis admitted to obtaining and sending child pornography. So officials arrested him and booked him into the Pinellas County Jail on 10 counts of possession of child pornography, 10 counts of transmission of child pornography, and 2 counts of sexual activity involving animals. Willis resigned, yes, of course, from his position on the day of his arrest. Following his arrest, Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office investigators obtained a search warrant for Willis's home in Lutz. Detectives discovered additional pornographic material on a social media app linked to Willis. The Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office arrested Willis again on 9 additional counts of possession of child pornography. Hillsborough County Jail records show Willis is no longer in custody. I'm assuming he bonded out and didn't just let himself out because he knows his way around. Oh, anyway, it just goes to show you good help is really hard to find, huh? Yeah. This has been a Nailsin News Bulletin. You're listening to the Mr. Nailsin Show here on RadioMisfits.com. In our previous episode, Night Knight was recounting an adventure from earlier in his career, which he had forgotten all about due to a magical spell that took his memory of it. However, since the spell has been broken inadvertently, he now recalls this adventure and is detailing it to young Boobo. So anyway, Dr. Deja Vu teleported us all at once to this, I don't know, dimension that exists between time and space or some crap like that. Then he set us up into two different teams to go find these stupid keys in these other worlds that are basically just like our world, except, copies or whatever, duplicate. I don't know how it works, but, it's out there in the multiverse and shit.
The what? What are you talking about?
Well, it's the multiverse, It turns out there's more than one universe or some shit.
How can there be more than one? I mean, where are you going to put the other ones?
Look, these guys were the experts. They're the ones who know that crap. But anyway, I went to the places, all right? Now, just shut up while I tell the story, damn it.
But, I don't understand. You got to go find these keys and stuff. What for?
Well, they can open the doorways between these universes.
Well, you just said y'all went to these other universes. You ain't got no keys. How the hell are you gonna do that?
Well, Dr. damn it, Dr. Deja Vu did another spell that conjured up this skeleton key, he called it. It can open up any of the doors.
What? Well, then what the hell you need the other keys for? Why did everybody just conjure up a stupid skeleton key?
Well, first of all, it apparently wasn't easy. Only a master of magic shit or whatever could do it. What? And besides, there was a catch. There's the key can't stay in existence for very long. So you got a limited amount of time to do whatever the hell you're going to do in whatever dimension universe you went into. Because once the key disappears, then you get kicked right back out of that universe, back to that, I don't know, limbo void dimension thing that we were in originally.
What? That's just all kinds of stupid.
Well, I didn't make the rules. That's just what we had to put up with. So anyway, Dr. Deja Vu set us up into two different teams between two different worlds and set us on our way. So it was me, Frog Prince, and Star Rider, and we went to this world while the others, Golden Gladiatrix, Major Timely, Hellbat, and the Ape Wonder went to some other world to find their dumb key. So anyway, we were on this world, and look, it looked pretty much, like home. There was a few differences here and there, but turns out there was some character known as the Connoisseur.
What?
And we had to go raid his study because apparently he managed to come into possession of one of these, dimensional keys.
Wait a minute. What's he doing with the key?
Oh, hell, I don't know. I can't remember the entire story, but...
What? What? Dr. Deja Vu made you forget other parts of it, too?
No, I just didn't really pay all that much attention. The Connoisseur was some guy who was some old wizard idiot who dealt in magic objects and crap. His house is full of them. But all we wanted was the stupid key.
Man, that must have been hard, because, you guys had to be completely lost. You're in this whole other universe, and you gotta find this guy's place. And then you don't even have his phone number, so you can call him and set up an appointment to talk about how to get that key from him.
No, Boo-Boo, come on. Jeez.
What?
First of all, locating him wasn't going to be very difficult at all.
Huh?
Because thanks to the skeleton key, it began to glow and guide us to where the other key is.
Whoa.
And it took us to his place, which was also kind of stuck out like a sore thumb. He lived in a penthouse apartment that was, atop a rather typical skyscraper. However, the apartment itself was decked out and decorated up like a medieval castle.
What?
So anyway, the key led us right there. But as far as any kind of appointment. That's where my strategic genius came in, Mubo. There was only one way to gain entry and search for the key. All right, we're inside. Looks like the key is guiding us into this rather elaborate-looking study.
Yes, that does appear to be the case, Mike. However, I must admit, I still don't think bursting through the man's wall was perhaps the best way to stealthily achieve this, act of theft that we're involved in.
Now, look here, Mr. Star Rider. I'm the one with the strategic brain, and I, for one, am all too familiar that the best element of attack is the element of surprise.
Oh, I couldn't agree more. Which is why I'm surprising you with my counterattack.
Who the hell?
My mystic.
Oh, damn it.
Dance, burglars. Dance.
Holy shit. They've got to take cover behind this couch.
It didn't last very long.
Hiding couch. Wait a minute, that is electrical item. He's coming in.
Come on from behind. Go ahead.
You bastards.
Good, I'll get away.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah, it sounds like a plan.
Now you
Come on, Frog
back
Prince.
off, Mr. Connoisseur.
Looks like the key is leading us back to this back room where that desk is.
Of the
Oh, yeah.
Star Rider.
It's got to be here
What?
somewhere.
Man, this guy's a slob. Look at all these papers and shit everywhere.
I know, but the key should go. Wait, this thing right here.
That's the key. It looks like he's just using it as a paperweight.
Yeah, well, I guess so. But nevertheless, that's it. We've got the key.
Yeah, all right. Uh-oh. Looks like Star Rider's in trouble. There's only one thing I can do to stop this guy. I don't want to do it. It's nasty, but I guess I have no choice.
Yeah, you don't. Just do it already.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, man. Oh, jeez. I'd forgotten all about your elastic tongue. Oh, yeah. Oh, that's disgusting.
Elastic tongue? What the hell?
Well, yeah, Frog Prince has some elastic tongue, which he's used to wrap around the face of the connoisseur, cutting off his oxygen supply. So, yeah, there he goes. He passed out.
Yeah, okay.
Man. Oh, jeez. Oh, God. That old bastard tasted like beer, aftershave, snuff.
All right, whatever. We got the damn key. Let's get out of here.
Well, that may prove a little difficult that night, as my astral cycle did take severe damage from the connoisseur.
Oh, man.
I don't know how long it'll take me to make repairs. But
All right, well, just get on with it. Jeez.
Anybody else hear that buzzing noise? It's weird. I mean, I hope it ain't just me.
No, I can hear it too.
yeah, now that you mention it, I too can hear that strange noise. It's coming from outside.
Criminals, surrender or suffer the wrath of the Bugman.
What's this? Will Night actually encounter the Bugman?
Well, yeah, he will. How's that gonna go down? Well, maybe we'll find out in the next exciting episode of Night Night.
This has been a Nailsin production. The Night Night theme song is performed by Alistair White and his lovely wife, Heather. Incidental music is courtesy of Kevin MacLeod. All characters are performed by me, Douglas Nelson. Join us again, won't you?
This is a Nailsin News Bulletin. Las Vegas man who allegedly killed a man at a bus stop and ate his face, now charged with murder. Hello, I'm Mr. Nailsin. Colin Chick was charged July 12th with open murder, mayhem, and attempted murder in connection with the killing, which occurred in late April. The attempted murder charge stems from an attack on a 7-Eleven employee that took place the same day as the other victim's beating death. So we got two here. So on April 28th at 4:44 a.m., Las Vegas Metro Police Department officers responded to the 1100 block of South Las Vegas Boulevard after receiving a call about two males fighting. Officers located the men near Charleston Boulevard and saw that one of the men was unresponsive and bleeding from his head. Jack was allegedly banging the victim's head on the concrete, appeared paranoid, was screaming and yelling and pacing in front of the business. Paramedics arrived at the scene and transported the victim to the hospital, where he was pronounced dead. Officers took the other male, Jack, into custody on a charge of open murder. I guess because it was outdoors. Yeah. According to court documents, a second person called 911 at around 5:30 a.m. to report seeing a man eating another man's face at a bus stop. When police found Jack, he allegedly had biological matter in his hair, mouth, and on his clothing. Jack allegedly claimed the victim, Kenneth Brown, hit him first. One of the witnesses testified at the grand jury hearing and said, "The dude was eating him. He was eating his face, like just munching." Brown's eye and ear were missing. Brown's ear was on the sidewalk on top of a $5 bill. $5 for an ear. Jack reportedly started going in and out of consciousness and told police he had been awake for 5 days straight because something was possessing him. A judge ordered Jack to undergo a competency hearing, and in May, he was deemed competent to stand trial. Damn. What's a guy got to do to prove he's insane?
This has been a Nailsin News Bulletin. The views and opinions expressed during the Mr. Nailsin Show do not necessarily reflect those held by RadioMisfits.com. So, any complaints and or comments should be sent to @Mr. Nailsin on Twitter, where they will be promptly ignored and or blocked. This is a Nailsin News Bulletin.
Mississippi woman pleads guilty to killing a man she met online and leaving his body in an oil field. Hello, I'm Mr. Nailsin. Sierra Insco entered the guilty plea and was sentenced to 40 years in prison in connection with the death of 24-year-old Carson Sistrunk. She must serve 35 years before she can be eligible for parole. Sistrunk's family reported him missing to the Rankin County Sheriff's Office on September 4th, 2022, and said he had plans to meet a woman he started communicating with on Snapchat. After he was reported missing, the Sheriff's Department deputies located Insco driving Sistrunk's truck. 3 days after he was reported missing, pipeline workers discovered his body in an oil field off a gravel road. So they figured, hey, we found this Insco chick in his truck, so she probably did it. So she was arrested, and she's been charged, pled guilty, and that's that. Meanwhile, the district attorney said, though nothing can be done to bring Mr. Sistrunk back, it is my sincere hope that the family can find some closure in this resolution. Because that's all they can do, you know. Well, anyway, when you're online seeking out poon, buyer beware.
This has been a Nailsin News Bulletin.